Look who's finally starting to eat beside Mama. Oh, she's finally starting to eat beside Mama. That means I gotta start putting out extra rations. That's so cute. Make some room, Mama. Make some room, sweet Mama. That's awesome. Oh, sorry, baby. Didn't mean to scare you. Good morning, folks. I'm about to show you something that's going to drive me crazy for the rest of my days. And I believe that as I walk out towards the newest goat pasture, the third section of ostrich pasture, I'm going to start that all the way over. Let me just back. Okay, good morning, folks. Lester here. And I noticed something late yesterday afternoon. Too late to video. It was already getting dark. And it's something that's going to drive me crazy for the rest of my days. Guys, I'm beginning to build the little ostrich / goat barns shelter in my pastures, in all of my ostrich pastures. But I want you to look at something that's going to drive me nuts, like I said, for the rest of my days. And I did not notice this until after I got the roofing started yesterday. Can you all see? I know the sun is at a difficult angle for videoing, but can you all see the structure there in the foreground, in the distance there? And from this perspective over here, it looks as though that thing is cockeyed, it's not level, and you're freaking out and you're saying, what are you doing, Lester? It looks like it has all kinds of weird trajectory and shape to it. Even when you stand facing it head on, you're like, Lester, that thing is not level. What, Lester? That ain't level, man. What are you doing? Guys, stop laughing! It ain't funny! Believe it or not, that little goat barn, that future little ostrich shelter, goat enclosure, whatever it's going to become, is very level. It's this fence that runs uphill that makes that look so weird and wonky. Look at it. Would you look at that? You're gonna say, wait a minute, Lester, I'm no idiot. I know that this side is taller than that side. Yes, it is. But I only cut the post because the board going across is level. You don't believe me still, do you? You don't believe me still. It's built on a hill, on an incline. And this entire pasture is on an incline. Look at this. So there's no level ground here anywhere to build this thing. Upon closer inspection, you guys will notice that we've had quite the pasture swap today, this morning. I came out to feed the ostriches, not the goats. I'm not feeding goats in the morning. So I'm going to tell y'all something, and this is not going to come across as very nice. You may already know this. If you have goats, you already know this. If you don't have goats, you might think that what I'm about to say is mean. But would you believe that of every farm animal that I've ever taken care of, had the pleasure and the honor of taking care of, that the most annoying of all of God's creatures are goats? They are. Not being mean. Look out. You're staying in there. Okay, so they're not actually staying in there. Listen, there's a doggy door right over there. You guys already know this. There's a doggy door. And every one of these little beggars could go out that doggy door and walk right down that path to experience some of God's great goodness. I just said some of God's great goodness. I did that. But instead, they're turning around and they're watching the ostriches. They're looking at these ostrich babies and they're saying, wait a minute. Why should we go off and have to go forage for our food when Daddy brings them their food? Guys, it's because you cannot find mealworms, protein crumbles, alfalfa pellets, and layer pellets in God's goodness. You can't. No, you can't, Beverly. So instead, I do keep the ostriches fed twice a day. I have to do that for them twice a day. You guys only get a snack in the afternoons. Now go eat green stuff. And they won't do it. So I've come out today to do my waters. I'm trying to get things done this morning before it gets too hot. Because, you guys, it has been some scorchers around here. I'm only going to do one at a time because I don't want to have these babies start looking for something to drink and not be able to find it. What are you doing? Oh, they don't like... Oh, you don't like white kitty over here? Stop it. That's a little kitty. That's a kitten. So, they don't like white kitty over here. This is actually not bad at all. You know, water that stays in the shade, if you can keep your water in the shade, it doesn't have near the chance to develop and grow all of the algae that waters in the sun can. And so I've learned that it's not as easy over at I'm a Survivor because there's not as much shade. But here at Longhorn Lester's, there's places you can get shade all day where you have no sun at all. Now, if you're going to say, Lester, I wouldn't be pouring that bleach across that ground. That's going to be bad for them animals. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to come by and lick the bleach. Animals can sometimes surprise you with how silly they can be. But they're also pretty smart when it comes to stuff like that. Y'all know something that terrifies me? Really, it makes me not sleep well at night. It's the fact that these ostriches are the only animals that are in a pasture with no natural water source. Besides these two water troughs that I have to fill up daily, there's no natural water source. And so sometimes I have this horrible fear of what would happen if me and Jamie are in the car together and we somehow, let's say we have an accident and we're both unable to get over here and water the animals. I would hope that Ellie or Jake or somebody would think about this and not, I know they would be consumed with Lester and Jamie being in an accident. Well, speaking of Jamie, there she goes on a tractor. I know what she wants. She wants this water hose. But I'm using it, Jamie. I'll share. Now, I would just hope that someone could get over here and water these animals, because it would be the most horrific thing ever if something happened to me and these babies all ended up dying because no one knew to come water them. The goats can go to the creek. The cows can go to the pond. As nasty as that water might look, at least it would sustain them until we could get over here to get some water back in their troughs. You want this water hose? You got to come and get it. So you can see that we never give that green stuff a chance to get started. If you ever look at green stuff, well, here's a good experiment you could do. This is a fun experiment. Well, maybe not fun, but it's an experiment. Hey, if you ever empty your water trough and you notice it has a green ring around it, that algae buildup, if you don't bleach it off and literally kill it, you're killing it. It's a living thing, y'all. You do know that, right? Y'all do know that algae is a living thing, baby. Algae is alive. It's a living, breathing thing. And if you don't kill it, then as soon as you refill your water, guess what it's going to do? It's going to start rebreeding. It's going to start rebreeding. Now, I don't know how algae breeds. This is not a video about how algae breeds, y'all. But if you ever let the algae start breeding in your water troughs and you don't kill it at the source, it's going to rebreed. And as soon as you put fresh water, within just a matter of days, it's going to be nasty. However, if you kill it with your bleach, then, trying to make a video here, sheesh. If you kill it, then you can probably go about a week or longer. I'm kidding. You can go a week or longer without it having to turn green again. But if you leave that ring and you just refill your water, guess what? A day or two, you're gonna have that green all over your water. Something that I've learned. Something that I learned. Private Morrow, ready for the inspection, sir. That good? A lot of y'all may be wondering what else these babies eat besides what I feed them twice a day. But you know they do eat grass. And there's not a lot of grass in this particular pasture. They have more over there on the side where the goats are at. But there is grass to nibble on. And the grass is pretty good. It's pretty tall. So there is good grass. They also eat insects, spiders, lizards, different bugs, beetles. Oh boy. Maggie might want to get on out of here. So they also eat insects and things they can find along the ground. Listen, they even eat ants. Look how funny Charlie is sitting right there. I don't know why he's sitting like that. I've never seen him sit like that. I've seen the female sit that way, the large birds. I've never seen the baby sit down like that before. What's he doing? So that right there is how the ostrich will kind of go around and graze. Eating grass, picking up insects, finding things around on the ground. Hey, Tat. Hey, you big boy. Look at my pecker. Oh, she can get on to him. Oh, she's hard to live with. All right, there y'all go. That's really gonna drive me nuts, y'all. I thought that whenever I painted it, it would kind of blend in a little bit nicer. It wouldn't be such a sore thumb, but I'm afraid that when I put metal on it, it's gonna look even worse. But what can you do? I mean, ultimately, it's just there to offer your babies protection from the elements, right? If it's raining, if it's cold, if it's windy, they have a place to go to get out of the weather. But why do I have to have this weird thing in my head? See, if it was on level ground. So we built that one there on level ground. And that come out perfect. It's cute, like a little saloon. Baby. But it's not level here. Now my question is, my thoughts over on this side, we're gonna be, I have a little, you can kind of see where I had the ground marked over there. But I might should go ahead and go right between those trees over here. That's probably where I should go, because that's about as level as you're gonna get in this pasture. But the reason that there's, I don't know what to do. Why are you making that face at me? You look like you got a secret. You gonna tell me a secret? What's wrong? You got a secret? These sausages look like they have a very important secret that they want to tell you, but they're not allowed to. Or they look like very old people with no teeth. You know how when your parents take their teeth out? They do. They either got a very important secret they want to share, or they're an old person who's taking their teeth out for the night. Baby. Put your teeth back in, girl. Put your teeth back in and tell me your secret.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.